Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video with the Jig Lord. Guys, I'm here today to basically show you what, as a bass fisherman, are some of like items and terminal and tackle that you should bring in your tackle box, guys. I'm putting this out there because I wished I had this knowledge whenever I first started fishing, but it took me years, guys, of just trial and error. And you know, some days you get skunked, and that's just part of it. You know, don't let getting skunked and not catching any fish ruin your experience, guys, because it's all about the fun of getting out there, learning something new, and just continuing to grow as a person and as a fisherman. And I hope that what I have here today can help you with your future fishing trips, guys, and put you out there with some mondos. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to go ahead and break out the first thing it's not really the first thing I would recommend, but I would most definitely have it. And it doesn't have to be this side. This is a topwater. This is a Chopo. It's really good. This is bright for like sunny days, stuff like that, you know. But biting's kind of slow, you know, out there, real bright out. This is really good bait. It can be seen real well. Just trades across top water. It's really good. And we also have another Chopo that's darker, kind of like this. Well, this right here is like a year-round thrown bait, guys. It's super good, super good. I recommend some Chopos. Some terminal. We have a Headbanger Rockheader. Headbanger Rockhead. It's like a swiveling jig, kinda. It helps give more action to like your finesse rigs, your worms, your stuff like that. And then here we have some cream worm. This is watermelon red. I don't know if you guys can see that, watermelon red. These are super good. You can run these on a Texas rig, a wacky rig, Ned rig even. And you know, those are all super good things to try out. And if you guys would like to see more, you know, like of, you know, me setting up Ned rigs or showing you how to do a wacky rig or a Texas rig, you know, stuff like that. If you want to know what kind of terminal I use, what kind of hooks, you know, comment down below, guys. We also have in our stuff today, Gary Yamamoto custom bait. Same thing. Speed worm. This is green pumpkin and black flakes right here. Now a lot of this stuff, guys, I got out of a mystery tackle box. So like that's something, because a mystery tackle box gets you out of your comfort zone from what you're used to, and they are so good, guys. They are so good. Bunch of random stuff, but they don't just give you random things. They give you stuff that complement each other. So like they'll give you all the stuff to use to set up a Texas rig, or they'll give you stuff to use for like a wacky rig, you know. So like they're not going to give you line and no hooks, you know. Everything in the box goes together, and they'll throw in some like stuff, so like you're getting a good deal on the mystery tackle boxes. So I really recommend you guys check those out, because I get a lot of tackle from those guys. We got a Jocko shaker here, some paddle tails. They're really nice. You can use these on a double hook rig, a jig head rig, or a Carolina rig. These things are super good, guys, especially for like fishing deep. And now we're gonna get into like the terminal and stuff like that. So we have some, let's see, we have some 4/0 hooks. I don't know if you guys can see that real good. We got some 4/0 hooks. I really enjoy using the 4/0 hooks because like they're multi-purposable for like several baits. They're like just the right size, and of course like some people use like 2/0, 3/0, but it's all in your preference. My preference is a 4/0 hook. I really love throwing a 4/0 hook with a 1/16 ounce bullet sinker for a Texas rig. And then we got some Ned rigs here. Some good old little Ned rigs. You guys see that real good. The Ned rigs work really good. And then we got some critter baits. This is a crawdad. Super good. These are super good, especially if you Ned rig them and or Texas rig them. Like guaranteed a fish. Like I would guarantee it. And then we have a popper. Of course, every fisherman needs a popper. Get you a couple rattle traps here and there. And that's the thing about some of these, like they stick together, so it's a little tough to get them apart. So now, right here's rattle trap. Now this is an alright color, but normally I prefer the silver. So like the reflective ones, because it reflects that natural surface for the fishes, and they just eat it up. They love being able to see that natural surface, guys. It's super good. And then we've got like some smaller hooks. Let me show you the smaller hooks. This is for like bluegill, panfish, you know, just stuff like that. If you're having a slow day and you know you want to catch some panfish, that's really good to have. Some floaties. We got like several different size floaties in here. I don't know. I don't really use them. I got kids that I take fishing that they use, but for the most part, you know, if you're still new, you could probably try to use a floaty and stuff like that. I normally just fish bottom for everything. And then we got my personal favorite. This is my #1 favorite bait of all time, is the fluke. This is a white super fluke. As you can see, the bass absolutely love it. Now when you set this up on a Texas rig, you take your 1/16 ounce bullet sinker and you'll put it on first, like up, and then you will get your hook on to where the bullet sinker sits on top of the hook, and then I will even show you how to rig this Texas rig up real quick. So I always use a super fluke on a Texas rig. Super good. So what you do is you line up the hook with the mouth of the super fluke. You feed it down into the bend of the hook, and then you curve it around and out. And then you just slide the top of the bait to the top of the hook, and then you just spin it around, and then you bring it up and through, feeding it to the back of the plastic. And then your bait should look something like this. Straight aligned. It shouldn't have any like folds or bends in it. It should just be straight, because that gives it more of an action as it's falling. And it's more tantalizing to the fish when they're frantically going around. And then we just have like a bunch of other odds and ends in here. We've got a spoon. This is a spoon that come from a mystery tackle box. Super good. I enjoy using it. Then we got our own little Ned rig hooks. It's got the head on it. Got the hook. It's got the back prong right here. I don't know if you can see it. But these are super good to have, because you can always use your own Ned rigs. You can use like worms such as this speed worm. You just cut it up and then you Ned rig it, and then you've got your own little Ned rig here. But these are super good worms to use. Super good, guys. So now that we're good, also guys, another thing to not forget, so in terminal you need hooks, swivels. If you don't know what a swivel is, this right here is a swivel. It's already got a hook on it. As you can see, the swivel allows you to interchange the hooks easier, thus saving you time. Also guys, you need sinkers. Sinkers are a big key to bass fishing, especially bullet sinkers. So you don't just want to be throwing like, you know, just like regular clip-on sinkers. I'm not sure the technological name for them, but you know what I'm talking about. So you don't want to, yeah, these little suckers right here. You don't just want to be throwing these out there, because you're not going to get the same result as you would throwing a bullet sinker. A bullet sinker helps cut through and like give better action to the bait that you're tossing, as to where the other one is just going to sink it, and it's not going to get that much action, and it's not going to look as lively. So now that we're through with that, you also are going to have to get yourself one of these. This is a line clipper, and what this is for is after you're done tying your hook on and you need to clip your line and you've not got any scissors or you ain't got a knife, you can have these. These are kind of like nail clippers, but for fishing line. So then you get it up to where you want it and just clip it off, because there's a little blade in there. You can see the little blade, and it just pinches down and clips it. Very, very handy little tool. Very handy little tool. And now on to the next box, guys. No fishing tackle is complete without a 100-piece kit of artificials, such as lizards, worms, Senkos, hooks. We've got speed worms, trick worms, all the good stuff. That's a good worm. That color is really good. If you can get a color in this in southeastern Kentucky, where I'm from, this black with the blue flakes is super good. Or purple with blue flakes will work as well. The dark colors, and then you also want the natural colors too, such as the pumpkin color with the black flakes. Super good, guys. These are super good. And now if you want to add like your own little touch to them, like every little fisherman's got like their own little spin on stuff or how they rig stuff up. Now, if you want to, they sell like these little rattles that you can actually put inside the worm. You just literally cram it in there, and whenever you're jigging it or wacky rigging it or doing whatever with it, it's got that little rattle to it whenever it's doing its action under the water. Then you get more liveliness from it, thus probably attracting a bass and stuff like that. But these alone, no limbs, no nothing, no sound, they look completely harmless, and the fish sees that and it's like, oh my god, it's getting away, I gotta eat that. So it's completely harmless. So I just run it how it is. I'll wacky rig it, or 9 times out of 10 I'm going to hit a Texas rig, hit it with a couple pops, and then slowly retrieve it. Now the initial fall is what your main is where like the majority of your fish is going to come from. And what I mean by like the initial fall is letting your bait sink with a controlled slack in your line. So you control the slack and it's dropping to the bottom. That's your initial drop. So that's going to be very important to whether you have success or not. They made kind of a science out of it, but it's not really that hard to understand, guys. So without anything else going on, guys, I hope that I showed you enough tackle to get your day going, to get your fishing started, guys. Get it before the hot summer gets here, because when you do, the prices are going to get jacked up on the fishing gear, guys, and then it's going to be so hard to acquire. But right now, prices are low. It's in low demand. They're selling for pretty cheap. Get it while they have stock of it, guys, because once the season comes in, everybody's going to buy it out, and then you're not going to be able to find it. As one fisherman to the other, I wish you luck, guys. Thank you for stopping in. You've spent time with the Jig Lord. GG's. And if you're new here, guys, to the channel, real quick, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, and hit that post bell notification. Hit that like button, guys. Thank you once again. We'll see your faces in the next one. Fish Bump, I'm out.